orphans, mourners, people all over the world with no families. We just go day to day and we take for granted the fact that we've got families, but they're really probably the most important thing in our lives that we take for granted. I know I do, and I shouldn't. So now we'll get into the poetry. Poetry. I think about poetry too, and I think about all the poets that came before, all the words ever written, and all those words somewhere are in this vast cosmic universe, and I believe that they tumble down to us and still inspire us. So this poem's called Tumbling Down. Shakespeare said it with quill and ink and inspiration's golden link, and the words came tumbling down. In sonnets and verses, poetry and prose, in theaters and traveling minstrel shows. His passion still rages and spills from the pages onto the glitter of sound sets and stages, tumbling down, still tumbling down. Mozart said it with notes and keys, in compositions and symphonies, and the music came tumbling down, illuminating the darkness undressing, saints, sinners, and lovers confessing, the agonies and ecstasies, in serenades and rhapsodies, tumbling down, still tumbling down. Michelangelo said it with paints and brush, guided by an angel's touch, and the colors came tumbling down. To halo the Sistine Chapel ceiling, saints, sinners, and angels kneeling, in a masterpiece of holiness, saving grace and forgiveness, a tribute to the man's genius, tumbling down, still tumbling down. Writers, musicians, poets and sages, droplets of gold on history's pages, tumbling down throughout the ages, their world of beauty surrounds us still, created by colors, sounds, ink, and quill. Their legacy is a living will, tumbling down, forever tumbling down. If your hands get sore, you don't have to clap. Pretty fun.
It's fun.
Recently I did a book with a very, very wonderful painter, Don Portolans. You may or may not know him. The art show is over at Queen's Park Gallery for the full month of February. And we collaborated. He said, well, I'll give you some paintings and you do some poems to them. So I went over to his place and I picked out 40 that I really liked. So he started emailing them to me and they just kept coming and coming, and I had 82 by the time he finished emailing. So I thought, well, I'll do 82. So we just had our book release on February the 1st and did very, very well, and it was a good presentation and kind of fed off each other and made it fun. And so this is a poem from that book, and the painting is of a lake, mountains with snow on it, and some shore area. It's called Blue Silence because it's mostly blue. In this slow brewed moment of powdered blue silence, the glide of nature's paintbrush and the whisper of the wind are the only sounds we hear. At the water's edge, a cold damp creeps into our feet, winding itself up our legs like an icy vine. We rub our hands together, thinking it may warm our legs and hold the numbness at bay, but the numbness continues to climb. We begin a slow jog around the lake. Fogged breath blowing back in our face peppers the chilled air, making it bearable, almost welcome. As we jog, the lake whispers secrets to us, and the wind blushes our cheeks a rosier shade of red. We are being painted into nature's blue silence, quite unaware.